King's Secret.
Why the long face, my friend? Did these tales upset you that much? Because it wasn't my intention, only an attempt to share what I know with you in order for you to see what is really going on in this kingdom. If I were the one to witness all of these doings with my own set of eyes, or simply listened in on someone else having these discussions, accidentally overhearing a thing or two in passing, it is of no importance at all, my dear. The sole fact that it did happen is what matters the most here. These noblemen are no gods, contrary to what they want you to believe. Oh no, my confidant, not at all. Just frail commoners, sick in the head, surrendering to their deviant urges, hiding behind a thin, practically transparent veil. If you were to take a good look, their cover can easily fall down any second with the slightest blow of wind and reveal the true nature of the person concealed. And I know all of their secrets. You can't possibly hide anything from me. When it comes to the castle, I'm omnipresent. Oh, believe me, my dear, I see it all, I hear it all, and on top of it all, I know it all. No secret in this castle can escape my trained eye and prickled ear. I'm the one everyone should fear, as I possess the knowledge on the things that can put an end to a few of these courtiers. If I were to choose and release those secrets, spill it all. I'm the one who holds the power, my friend, that should be quivering, pleading to stay in good graces of mine. Every one of these courtmen is secretly wicked, every single one except for the king, our benevolent ruler, God's emissary, Julius the Invincible. But a sad tragedy must have befallen this kingdom, as some time ago our beloved king started missing in attendance on festive nights more and more frequently. The tradition he started himself and had always been present for before, less and less frequently he started addressing the court, spending more and more time in his private chambers and the sole audience of his personal maids. It should come as no surprise, my dear, that the people of the court started talking, letting their wicked tongues roam free, creating nasty rumors, having them spread as they were wildfire. Oh, my friend, all those silly tales full of speculations on their teller's part about whether the king was no longer interested in social aspects of his rule, or was too busy fabricating a plan for the future conquests, or the worst of them all, that the invincible king was falling rapidly ill, battling a fatal disease, and that the court should consider the future of the kingdom and to seek an action of immediate replacement of the king by appointment to avoid the gory battle for the throne. Can you believe it, my dear? These two-faced cunts with no Allegiant bone in their bodies, disrespecting our lovely king and discussing a coup. A coup, my friend, unthinkable. What has this kingdom fallen victim to? The second our almighty ruler misses a few festive nights, these knights and ladies start spreading false narratives, thirsty for power, blinding in their eyes, fogged in their mind. Where is the loyalty and devotion, my friend? I know, I couldn't believe my ears either, my confidant. I thought myself going mad, but no, that's how they are. Unbelievable, despicable nobles, pitiful fools. As I'm sure you're well aware, my dear listener, our king had spent too much of his time in battles, while his wife, Queen Eleanor, was suddenly taken by a disease. Pestilence spread through her body, and the heavens took her console from us. The whole kingdom wept that day, I was told, and continued for at least 7 consecutive nights. Queen Eleanor had perished before King Julius could return from one of his battles, and the most tragic part, my dear, is that she met her untimely death while she was carrying an heir to the throne in her abdomen, a future king, and after there was no successor to account for, to continue the rule. Upon his return, the king was distraught. Many years he grieved, but his conquest didn't stop until he settled in his castle and started the festivities to cheer up his people. The wonderful, kind ruler, the mighty king, has never taken another wife again, staying loyal to his one and only Queen Eleanor, his rightful wife in the eyes of God and heavens. Back to the most so current affairs, the court kept ceaselessly gossiping away until at some point the king, as if completely vanished, stopped doing any public appearances whatsoever, that everyone had really gotten nervous, worrying about the future of the kingdom, but more so worrying about their own. Only on rare occasion the king were to summon someone to the throne room for a private audience, but the summoned person never seemed to return after the king's invitation to tell the story. On top of it, even the pages and maids, the ones who had been taking care of him before, were indefinitely dismissed, never to bathe the king or dress him ever again, as they were told he was no longer in need of their service. The king had gone mad was the general consensus and concern of the court's pests. None of them believed what the all-knowing king knew better. He had a plan of his that would be shared with people of the kingdom once the time was right, but until then, everyone was in the dark. In the wake of these new theories, the general talk of the castle alluded to multiple horrific scenarios: that the king wasn't himself, that the king had disappeared, that the king's health declined. These ideas gave rise to the new angle of looking at the state of affairs. The knights started gathering for secret meetings to discuss the future of the kingdom, to think of the course of action, outline the possibilities of overtaking the rule. A great divide took place amongst the royal court. Opinions differed and compromises were unlikely to be met. That's when the disappearances of the nobles have started. I'm sure you've heard of it, my friend. They started disappearing one by one, and nobody knew the reason, the cause of nobles vanishing with no return. However, everyone was in attendance on festive nights now, but the mood was despondent. Desolate grimaces seated at the banquet table, fearing that a no-show can lead to them disappearing too, as the festivities had originally been ordered by the king that was yet to show himself in public for quite some time. The missing courtmen were presumed to be tortured and executed by potentially disobeying king's orders, conspiring against his rule. But the unrest was growing. More and more people of the court were trying to rally and devise the plans of overthrowing the present kingdom. But as the nights passed, the royal court started dwindling in numbers, with more than a few members missing. No one cared for my jokes and theatrics anymore. How dare they? Poor jester, once beloved and now completely ignored and overlooked. I wasn't fond of that state of affairs one bit. I needed to do something. Who else, if not me, my friend, the greatest entertainer in all of the land known to men, to bring the laughter back to the castle, to restore the joyful nature of life.
King's Secret.